Eternals introduced numerous characters to the MCU, and though most probably seem obscure to many casual fans, Jack Kirby's complex mythology from Marvel Comics contains multitudes. The Eternals play a key role in numerous comic book storylines, including serving as the ostensible villains in this summer's epic crossover X-E, Judgment Day. They also feature in fantastic storylines involving Thor and other godlike characters sure to factor in the MCU going forward now that many characters and concepts have made it into live action. They span time and space in the comics, as they do in the movies, and their best storylines reveal a roadmap for their MCU future. Judgment Day X-E, Judgment Day only just started this summer, but already vaults into the best Eternals comic book storylines for integrating their mythology with the X-Men's. The Eternals launch a war against mutants after determining that they are in fact deviants, the genetic offshoots the Celestials task the Eternals with fighting on Earth. This revelation comes with some big asterisks, but the conflict between the two groups puts both under the microscope in terms of who they are. It also potentially alters the Marvel Comics landscape forever. Operation Galactic Storm. Operation Galactic Storm spans numerous Avengers-related titles in the early 1990s as the team intervenes in a brewing war between the Kree and Shire empires. The Eternals play a role largely through Sersi, who serves on the Avengers during this period along with her comic book and now MCU romantic interest, the Black Knight. This storyline feels natural for the MCU, and while it doesn't reach the heights of the Kree-Skrull War or other great Avengers comic book storylines, it includes many fantastic characters and battles. The Evolutionary War. The High Evolutionary plays the villain in the Evolutionary War, a major crossover spanning Marvel Comics annuals in 1988. The Eternals play a small but key role, especially in Silver Surfer Annual No. 1. Icarus intervenes in a battle between Silver Surfer and the Super Skrull. Eventually, readers discover the Eternals work with the High Evolutionary to obtain the Surfer's DNA. The High Evolutionary connects to many characters in Marvel Comics, including the Scarlet Witch and his upcoming appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 opens many doors to connect key players in the MCU. Atlantis Attacks. The Eternals play an intriguing role in the 1989 crossover event Atlantis Attacks. Comic book fans know Attuma looms as the primary villain, attacking the surface world in his never-ending bid to rule Atlantis. But the storyline hinges on the deviant Gorr, who seeks to bring back an ancient god named Set for his own purposes. With Attuma making his MCU debut in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the prospect is high that this massive storyline and all the threads it pulls in Marvel mythology comes to the screen. The Dreaming Celestial. The Dreaming Celestial comprises the 1985 miniseries which brought the Eternals back after a long absence. Writer Peter B. Gillis and artist Sal Buscema updated and expanded the team and their origins, introducing many new characters, including Phastos, who played a key role in the movie. The series reasserts the classic dynamic between the Eternals and their immortal enemies the Deviants, while trying to also make it more dynamic and less dense than it was for some readers previously. Untold Tales of the Marvel Universe writer Mark Gruenwald, who produced some of the best Captain America comic book storylines ever, contributed heavily to the Eternals mythology as well. He wrote several backup features focusing on different aspects of their mythology in the Untold Tales of the Marvel Universe feature in the original What If comic. These stories, running between issues number 23 and 30, mark major developments in the Eternals mythos, connecting them to the Marvel Universe proper, which wasn't Jack Kirby's original intent. The Deviant Saga. Thor plays a large role in Eternals lore in Marvel Comics, and that continues in the Deviant Saga. This epic storyline from 2012 goes a long way to filling out the Deviants as characters and villains. The Deviant Ereshkigal deposes Gorr, leading to war with Thor after she steals a powerful device from the ruins of Asgard, which had recently been destroyed. The Unbinding Stone promises to alter the Deviants' history forever, and the powerful device may do so in the MCU as well. The storyline cinches up with current circumstances in the MCU, possibly hinting at it appearing in live action eventually. Eternals, 2006, author Neil Gaiman teamed up with legendary artist John Romita Jr. in 2006 to deliver a major reboot for the Eternals, a must-read for fans. This mini-series recontextualizes the Eternals for a modern audience, reframing them as regular people who discover they have forgotten their powers and their past as immortals. The storyline also introduces Sprite and her frustration with being forever 11 years old, a major element in the movie. This comic book storyline contributed other pieces to the MCU movie, including the team trying to stop a Celestial from awakening and destroying the world. The Eternals' legendary comic book writer and artist Jack Kirby invented an entire mythos with the first issue of the Eternals comic in 1976, and his original run on the title remains among the best storylines featuring his creations. Kirby establishes dozens of characters, concepts, and staggering visual designs in only a few issues. Though the Eternals' origins shift in more recent comics, Kirby's introduction of the Celestials, among the most powerful cosmic beings in the Marvel Universe, remains a staggering contribution to Marvel lore. The Celestial Saga: The Eternals conquer Olympus in the Celestial Saga, leading to an all-out war between the gods. This epic storyline, written by Roy Thomas, Mark Gruenwald, and Ralph Macchio, sees Thor and Hercules team up to lead a combined Asgardian and Olympian army to retake Olympus from the Eternals, leading to epic battles like no other. The epics pieces all now exist in the MCU, allowing the possibility, at least, that this critical storyline comes to the screen at some point in the future. Celestials appeared in Omnipotent City, already hinting at live-action links between the Eternals and Olympians like Zeus.